What's up, Empires and Puzzles family? Marky Mark here. Hope you're doing well. In today's video, what I want to do is go through some of the more popular ways to compose attack teams. You've probably figured out, if you've been playing for any amount of time, that there's different ways that you can compose your attack teams in Empires and Puzzles. And I want to go through 5 of what I believe are the most popular ways that players compose teams, some of the pros and cons to composing your attack teams this way. And I'll let you know a bit about how I use these kind of different strategies or ways of composing teams when I'm thinking about the game. And I want to preface this video by saying it doesn't matter what heroes you have, whether you have kind of pimped out, maxed out heroes, or if you're just starting out, these strategies hold true at any stage of the game. The first way that most players learn to compose a team is a rainbow style attack team. A rainbow style team is when you have one hero from each element, and the advantage to playing this way is when you make your tile matches, every match will be doing some mana for one of your heroes. Every match will do a bit of tile damage against the team you're attacking. And so rainbow is a popular way to play, and often when you're thinking through the rainbow style, you typically only want to bring perhaps one healer in, 1 or 2 healers. In this case, I brought Grimsteel. He's a great healer. He's got the growth effects that really help your team's attack and defense steps go up. But it doesn't matter. Whatever you feel is a really good hero, hero, put in there. You may want to put another healer or taunt person in there. That can work too. And then, another factor that I find is helpful is heroes that help control mana, like Mina and Cupido here, and Leonidas. And then Leonidas has the added bonus of Costume Leonidas here doing defense down. In my case, I've put Hreidmar in here too, does a ton of damage. And so in a rainbow team, it's really all about the synergy. How do these 5 heroes work together? Typically on a rainbow team, you're not winning the battle based on tile damage, you're winning it based on specials. So you want to find a good synergy for these 5 heroes that are going to help you win the battle. That's the rainbow style. I would say it's not the most popular way to play, but it has made a bit of a comeback in the last year or two, as typically matches are going a bit slower, mana's taking longer to build up. Rainbow's kind of found its way back into being a play style that's viable. The second play style I want to show you is what would be the opposite of rainbow. It's the mono play style. The mono play style. In this case, I've chosen some 4 stars. I put Treeville in there too, a 3-star that can kind of hang with the 4 stars. And the goal with a mono team is really to have the advantage of tile damage. When you play mono, although 4 of the tile colors that you're playing with are essentially useless, that one color you do have, in this case would be purple, packs a wallop. I remember a few years ago there was a YouTuber who used to do a lot of analysis on the game, and he figured, I'm trying to remember, it was something like 5 mono heroes do the tile damage of about 7 on a rainbow team. And so I know that maybe is a bit tricky to think about, but another way to think about it is, let's say I took Sharkai here on a rainbow team. His tile damage would be worth 1. One tile would be worth 1. But sitting on a mono team, that 1 tile damage is doing about 1.2 to 1.3 is what players have figured out. So the point of what I'm getting at is you're packing a larger wallop. You get more bang for your buck in terms of tile damage using a mono team than a rainbow team. Of course, the major disadvantage is that you're only able to match one of the colors. And so typically on a mono team, it's all or nothing. If you get a good board, you're gonna do well. You have a good shot at winning it. If you get a bad board, in this case, if there's no purple tiles in the starting board, or there's only a couple, then often you're cooked in a mono battle. Another advantage to mono is you tend to punch up. So if you're earlier in the game, you're kind of starting the game or mid-game, you can typically punch up in terms of the targets you're hitting. But you do that obviously at the expense of potentially having bad boards. In terms of team composition for mono, you typically only want to bring probably one healer into a mono team. If everything goes well for you, you're winning the battles quickly, so you don't need to heal a bunch. You also want to bring like a hero like Lexi here, who does purple down for 4 turns. A hero like Treeville that does defense down, slows down mana as well. A hero like Sharkai, which brings your attack up, which is really good. So you're bringing your attack up, you're bringing defense down. And then, a hero that can pack a punch, like Ametrine here. She can hit all, and if you get her all charged up, she hits pretty hard. And so that's kind of what you're looking for when you're building a mono team, is you're trying to do the defense down, the attack up, and just pack a wall up in both your specials and in your tile damage. The last thing I'll say about an advantage in a mono team is once you get your tiles matched, you typically are charging 3 to 5 heroes in one shot. And so in one shot, you have all your specials available to you. And so that can be a lot of fun. And sometimes you can take a team out right from the hop playing the mono style. So it's one of those like high risk, high reward kind of things. I played this style exclusively for about a year or two when I started, and I did find that as I played it, you can get a bit of an edge playing this style. It might take a bit, you might lose a bit as you get used to it over a few weeks, but once you get into it, you can get pretty proficient at it. And I'm actually not as good of a mono player today as I was when I was exclusively playing this style. Here's the third attack team composition that a lot of players go with, and this is the one that I personally have the most comfort level in. I used to play almost exclusively this style 3-2 after I got out of mono, although now I do a bit more of a well-rounded, trying different styles out when I attack. But the 3-2 style is basically you take 3 heroes of one color, you take 2 heroes of another color. And it's kind of a blend of taking kind of the best of Rainbow in some ways and maybe the best of mono. And it mitigates on the mono side the bad board, because it's not uncommon to not get your colors, one of the colors, tile colors, when you start a board, but it's way more uncommon that 2 of the colors are really low on a starting board. So if you play 3-2, in this case green and red, even if, let's say, I don't get the green tiles on the starting board, as long as I have the red tiles, then I have a shot at building up and kind of getting the board to get stronger as the match progresses. In a 3-2 style, you typically want to bring along 2 healers or healer types, 1 in each color. In this case, I brought Fungustine, who is a fantastic green healer. And then I also brought Guffa. He is a taunter, but he also does a heal. So if you survive long enough, you do get a heal off of Guffa too. And so I find you for sure want 1 good healer in one of the colors, but then in the other color, it's whether you bring another healer or you bring a taunt kind of hero or someone that just helps your team survive. That's usually good enough. And the reason for that is if one of your healer goes down, you still have 1 in the other color. Other than that, you just want to think about synergy, think about heroes that have some strengths. In this case, I find Archibald solid, Mina, Marjana. And I found a lot of success in this 3-2 style. It's fun to play. You can mix and match. Sometimes in some seasons of playing the game, I'll find a core 3 for each color that I just like to use those 3 and keep them in the middle. And then I'll find 2 heroes that can kind of interchange and complement them. So it's a good play style. It's fun. It takes a while to get used to. You need to have a lot of healers to do it well and consistently, but it works. All right, here's the next play style. It's a 3-1-1 attack team play style. I chose some 3 stars to show this one, but again, the principle works whether you're doing 3 stars, 4 stars, or 5 stars. And in a 3-1-1 play style, the kind of the key or the shtick of this play style is really the 3. What you're doing is you're placing very strategically 3 types of heroes in that 3 slot. You want a hero that does defense down, like this Boots guy here. You want a healer that does elemental defense down, like Begreg here. And then the third slot, in this case of red, I actually picked Buster, who does another kind of type of defense down in the game. But you really just want someone who packs a wallop, who hits hard. And the whole thrust of this is kind of similar to some of the principles from the mono team that I was showing you, is you want to get your red guys in this one to go off so that you can get the defense down, the elemental defense down, and then your Buster hero or whoever you choose that can pack a wallop wallops at least 3 heroes on the other team and takes them out right off the jump. And so in the 3-1-1 style, you have very specific roles for those 3, and that holds true whether it's 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, defense down, element defense down, and someone who packs a wallop. And then the 2 1s are just basically healers. Healers, maybe someone who can give you an attack up like Greville will do here. But the idea is the 1s are just there to keep the 3s alive. So if you get a bad board, you don't have any reds off the hop, you can at least work on a strong color you do have, in this case green or blue. Get your healer to go off so that you can heal the team and protect them from any damage you're taking long enough to get that match. And the beauty is, once you get that match, the whole goal is to take out 2 to 3 heroes in one shot by setting off Boots, Begreg, and Buster. So that's the 3-1-1 style. It is a fun style to play with when you get it to work. There are seasons of the game based on how strong defenses are, how strong troops are, perhaps where you're at in the stages of the game. There are times when this style works really well. And then there are also times where the defense is just too strong and you set off your 3 guys and you don't take anyone out and you go, oh crap, this isn't going to work, and you usually lose in that case. So it's a bit of an all or nothing, but it's a fun style when you get it to work, and it has been effective for many players. All right, here's the next play style I'm going to share with you. It's the 4-1 play style. 4-1 play style. This one is essentially a mono play style, but you're mitigating a bad board by bringing a healer who can keep you alive, can help protect the 4 long enough that you can flip that board, make some matches and get it going for you. And in this one, I like to bring Guardian Gazelle with my 5 stars if I'm doing a 4-1 style, because Guardian Gazelle just makes your teams hit that much harder and protects you from damage that much more. So if I was playing, with this team and I didn't have a lot of blues off the jump, but I could get Guardian Gazelle going, I know that I'm probably going to last long enough that I can get my blues going. So I have a fighting shot at winning. In terms of the 4 you bring, it's really up to you. You could bring some of those principles of defense down, element defense down, someone who packs a wallop, etc. I find, if I throw Grimsteel on this team combined with Guardian Gazelle, the Richards here, the Miss Ethel, it's usually enough to overcome the opponents on the other side. So that's the 4-1 play style. Again, essentially a mono style, except you're mitigating the board by bringing a healer who can keep your team alive. I think that's all the play styles I wanted to show you today. There are other ways to compose a team as well. A variation on rainbows might be, instead of bringing Cupido here, for example, I could throw in Medea, who's a very strong hero. This would be close to a rainbow, but I'm just basically putting a stronger hero in this slot than Cupido, that kind of thing. But it's, to me, not that much different. That I would say it's like its own very unique way of going. Same with some people will play a 2-2-1 play style, which is similar to the 3-2. I don't find it as effective as the ones I've shown you here today, but those are the other 2 ways that you can compose a team. So how do you compose your teams? That's my question for you. Have you played around with the different play styles that I've shared with you today? Is there one that works for you, that you enjoy playing, that you've had success with? Is there any tricks of the trade that I'm missing here that you're like, man, this works for me, and you'd like to share that with the world? If you have something like that, I'd love for you to share it in the comments section below. We can interact on that. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. I do truly hope it's been helpful for you. I would encourage you to go and have some fun if you haven't thought about some of these ways of doing it. Experiment with some teams, see what works for you. And stay tuned. There'll be more videos like this to come on strategy and things like that. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Stay blessed.